Hello and welcome back to another video. Today it is WOR round 1 at Brazil, and yeah, finally league racing after F1 Esports is back, and I am actually going to be posting consistent now, which I mean some people will be glad, some people won't, but yeah, heading into well, Brazil. Motivation to play this game, if I'm being honest, very low. No one really likes it. It's a bit naff, but we got to get on with it. Everyone's on the same playing field, so yeah. We are looking strong round Interlagos. Well, I usually am. For some reason, on this day, I was not feeling too quick. I don't know what it was. From the esports build to the retail build, the track just felt a lot different, and the pit lane was quite a bit different, as you'll see as we head further into the race. In the background, how many cars are on track? I think it's Q2. My first, as that was an absolute mistake to be in that call. But yeah, I think this is Q2, I believe. 7-0 for us there, just behind Alvaro, 16 thousandths. But yeah, going out again, we need to get this lap together to progress into Q3. So yeah, just after 50 metre down to 4th gear, tuck it in. You don't really need to open up this game because yeah, you don't really gain a lot off of exits. You don't carry the speed all the way down the straight. You kind of just hit a max speed halfway down the straight, no matter the exit you get. So yeah, good start to the lap, pretty much half tenth up. It's looking pretty strong. But yeah, I was struggling a bit to be consistent in practice as we head into the middle sector now. The tricky slow speed stuff around here is very technical. It's one of the easier tracks to get right, but also there are some hard parts about it, which yeah makes this game even worse. Mainly because, as I said, I'm complaining about screen freezes, but the main issue with this is the cars are so unrealistically understeery, as Matthias is commentating my lap. I didn't realise, but yeah, it's very unnecessarily understeery. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, as I don't really like understeer. I like to have a bit of a pointy front end, but yeah, it is what it is. Now this is my first lap in Q3, and if I'm being honest, it was an absolute nightmare. It's here in the background. My game is stuttering, which, yeah, it's not ideal. Kind of just got to get on with it, and yeah, so now this is the lap where we need to get it together. Q3, all the pressure on as we head into turn 1, down to 4th, tuck it in. Not tucking it in fully, not getting it perfect, but getting a decent exit. So now 100th up. If we gain 100th at every corner, we will get pole. Well, no, we won't actually. That's a lie. 6-3 through the first, not too good, but it's bearable. To get a front row maybe. As now we are flying just after the 50 metre, turning, braking. Oh, big snap of oversteer, and another snap of oversteer, and then the correction on turning. So it's been a pretty poor lap so far. Not really getting it together. A lot of uncertain, twitchy, twerking the wheel about unnecessarily as we now head into the last sector now. 0.4 mid split, not too good. A 10th up on Nicholas Longe though, as we head all the way up to the line. I say they're fighting the car way too much as we head up to the line now. Deploying, getting the ERS pretty much spot on, as it's an 882 P5 at the moment, so it's not a great lap from me, not one I should really be proud of, but yeah, it'll do enough to get in the top 6. He's Thomas Ronha pole on a 1:06.718. Nicholas Longe up next, up into P4, and now it's looking likely that we are going to keep P6 on the grid, which it's not the end of the world. It's kind of what I was expecting. And we can definitely still get a podium, if not win from here. It's going to be hard, but yeah, it is going to be a hard one. But now as we head into the race, hard medium strategy. I'm saying here we go for some reason, but 5 red lights and away we go for the round 1 in WR Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Getting an absolute mighty start, to be fair. Up the inside of Philip. Philip goes wide, but he backs out sensibly, and that was really fair from Philip. Fair play to him. He backed out early, showed his intention. Yeah, up into P5 now. So good start. 2 ahead, are going side by side. We're going to try look for a move on Alvaro Carreton now. I was going to go, but then I just thought it wouldn't be worth it. Just going to sit him behind, give him a little nudge on. And now we're going to set up a move into the hairpin. Up the inside, he leaves just enough room. Good racing. I'd back out in the end. Yeah, there's no real reason risking a front wing for one position at this point in the race. As you can't win a race on the first lap, you can only lose it. So yeah, better to be safe than sorry, as I absolutely missed the corner into the final corner. But yeah, Philip now pressuring us a little bit. Is he? No, he was a little bit, but then decided to turn off. And let's go.
What's Josh doing? Who? Matthias?
As now we skip on to lap 3.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Adobu had done absolutely zero race practice, so he was god awful in the he was making so many mistakes, but yeah, it was quite funny at the time. Josh just did not well, no, obviously he had pace, but he was making a lot of mistakes, and yeah, let Thomas and Nicholas Longe get away basically, which now it's looking likely that our battle is for P3. As then Alvaro gets past Josh, and now I see Josh his light is blinking, so that means he is under 10% battery. He's going to have a battery deficit. I think it's something like 150 horsepower that he's going to be down on now, so we're going to take that into our advantage. We're going to burn the battery on the next lap on the exit and get a pretty easy move. You see here we're gaining up the inside. Josh lets us go and up into P4. So at this rate we're going to win the race if we keep closing in like this on people. But yeah, up behind Alvaro now. Now my plan was to save for a couple laps, and then maybe we could plan a charge up to the top 2. And sorry if the call is a little bit loud. I won't usually be in a call this large. But yeah, I just thought I wasn't really too bothered what happened in this race, but now after I am quite bothered. I do want to win the championship, get my 3rd WR tier 1 PC, no, tier 1 championship. So we're going to do our best. As Fab and Alvaro pit, Fab gets a 5-second penalty, and there's actually a reason why, as you'll see in a minute, why a few of us got a penalty. Basically, on the esports build, the pit lane limiter line was slightly further down the pit lane. So as we're going into the pits, we're going to be braking for a line that isn't correct, and the pit lane's actually a little bit before than what we think. So, no, well, without spoiling it, while spoiling it actually, but I will be getting a 5-second penalty here. It's very depressing, but it's basically, so you know, I'm not just awful. Yeah, the pit lane was different in F1 esports compared to
like a second and a half.
the retail build.
So they'll come out.
But now as we head into the pits, Nicholas Longe carries on. Thomas Ronhard gets a penalty, and you see here there's no board. There's no board there, and yeah, we're basically breaking blind, which is not ideal in any scenario. But now we just got to get on with it, get our head down, and see what, and do the best job we can, basically. As Connor's questioning us, as anyone would. But yeah, the line was different, hence why you see in the top there, Alvaro's the only one without a penalty because everyone was used to the esports builders. So yeah, I accidentally clipped Alvaro Caraton's back wheel, so now we're under attack from Fabrizio Donoso, who's on fresh mediums, warm mediums, and we're on cold mediums. So he goes around the outside of us, and now we have to back out. But I knew he was quite low on battery, so I was pretty certain I would get him back in a few laps time or something. So yeah, as I think we're about to skip on a little bit. I think, maybe, I'm not sure. Apparently not, but now we have Josh Adowu right behind us, or Josh Edo, I'm not sure how to say it. Edo, Josh, let me know. But yeah, on the battery now, up behind Fab Donoso, we're going to use all of our battery to get past. I just thought, the opportunity's here, I may as well go for it. Up the inside, into P5, which is a net P4 because Will Lewis is staying out, and yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. Looking for a P2 on track, P3 on track from P6. Not such a bad race considering the top two just got away, and there's not really much we could do. But now we're gonna get past Alvaro Caraton. Up the inside, easy move, easy DRS move, as there's still conversation in the background about the pit lane line.
Right, here we go. Are you boys ready?
As there was a conversation about getting the penalties removed, which they can't. It's the same for everyone. We just misjudged it at the end of the day. But yeah, on to 32 now. We're actually 4.8. We dropped back from the two ahead because we were saving a bit of battery, we weren't burning down to 0% like the two ahead, and you're going to see in the last few laps we're going to gain quite a considerable amount to them.
Should we get back in the pits?
But yeah, on to 33. It's looking alright for us. We've dropped the cars behind by an absolute mile somehow. I'm not really sure how it's happened, but yeah, two ahead. They were probably faster on race pace anyway, so yeah, it wasn't really our fight in the end. They kind of got away at the right time and we weren't able to follow. So now we're in the fight for P5 as the two cars behind do not have penalties, but Thomas Ronhart up ahead does. So Alvaro is probably going to be using me to try get close to Thomas up ahead. But yeah, as you see it, on to 35, we're now starting to gain on Thomas Ronhart and Nicholas Longe as we use a bit of the battery up the long straight, because I knew Alvaro was going to try and get past us. But I wanted to keep this, I wanted to keep my pace up to the end and finish strong basically. Josh nearly dropping out of DRS, but yeah, ultimately I wanted P3 on track, I wanted the podium on track, and yeah, it's looking alright so far, because Alvaro Caraton isn't really anywhere near, well, 2/10, I say that, but he's not close enough to go for a move, go for a lunge on us. So it's looking likely that we're going to come home in P3 on track and P5 after penalties, because Philip's train is too far behind to get really anywhere near us. So yeah, we're just going to make sure we keep it nice and smooth through this final sector for the last time. As I was saying here, Alvaro is now going to absolutely blast his battery to try and get ahead of Thomas Ronhaar's 5 seconds, as GG to Thomas, longer in the end, winning the race. GG to him. His pace was absolutely crazy like usual around here. Alvaro for P2, Thomas for P3 and Josh for P4. GG lads. But yeah, it was quite a sweaty one. It wasn't one of the most entertaining races, but yeah, you have those in league racing. And now finally that the grind for league racing is up and going. Why I say grind, there's nothing anyone's going to be doing when grinding this game, but until the next game, it's probably going to be normal playing, no grinding, just having fun in league racing. But yeah, I appreciate everyone watching. Please do like, subscribe, comment if you want to watch more of these fraudulent races. But yeah, once again, appreciate you watching. Yeah, see you in the next one. Cheers.